we're here today at Keen Ramps headquarters, the driveway where we always skate and film videos like this. And we're trying to do more trick tip tutorials. We've gotten some requests for them. We did that one with Tyler where he taught you how to front crook, and then he did some flip tricks out of front crooks, which is insane. So I want to kind of do an ongoing thing where we hit up people that are really good and have a particular trick that, you know, everyone loves seeing them do, and ask them to do some tutorials for us. So we did a shoot the other day with Doelling, and I know that he has a really good, actually he holds a lot of things. He sits in back tails, switch back tails. He's got a really good front crook, but he has that like art of sitting, locking, holding a trick a really long time. A back Suski is something that he said he'd be interested in showing you guys how to do. So we're gonna bring out one of the 20-foot flat bars today, and we're just gonna break down how to get in, how to hold it. He's gonna give you any tricks and tips and pointers and things that he's learned over the years doing that trick, and then hopefully you guys can learn it on your own. So here he is, Doelling. Thanks for coming out, appreciate it. I'm glad that you landed some tricks on our little secret mission.
Yeah, stoked I didn't die.
Yeah, coming soon. We'll give some hints. It's at a riverbed. That's it.
Sackable, that's my hint.
Yeah, yeah. And you flew probably 8 feet in the air.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for that. It'll be on his channel, our channel, and then our friend Nate is gonna give us some like $1 million footage of it.
Basically,
yeah. We were with Zach a couple days ago, and I was like, hey, come through the shop. Let's do a little trick tip tutorial. At first we were thinking back tails. He's feeling Suskis today. For those of you who don't know what a Suski is, it's kind of like a back tail, but you're pinching your truck. So it's kind of like a 5-0, but you're pointed out, right?
Right.
And
the hybrid of a 5-0 and a tail slide.
Yeah. When you're doing it, do you think more, is your body closer to the motion of a back tail than a 5-0?
It's interesting because you do a back tail motion, but you lock in like you would a 5-0.
Yeah.
So it's really just like the perfect in between.
Okay. And then it's a lot like a front salad too, right?
Kind of, but when I think front salad, I think front 5-0.
Okay.
I don't think like front blunt at all. Whereas Suski, I think back tail.
Okay.
But I'm also not very good at salads, and that's probably why, because I don't have a good idea of how the trick works. But once you lock in, I suppose it's the same, like Craig.
Yeah.
He can front salad really well.
Yeah.
And he, you guys should just have him do that one too, just to see if it's like.
Yeah, he has a mean front salad.
Very good.
Which was a really popular trick in the 2000s, right? Remember like Matt Allen front salad, the Hollywood 16, and Leo was doing them, and all the America guys were doing them, and like that was like the trick,
right.
Like salads, and then they just went away. Now they're kind of back.
It seems like it's coming back.
Yeah.
All the tricks that were popular then are kind of making their resurgence now.
Suskis are kind of like that. It was made popular by Aaron Suski. He rode, or maybe still rides for Volcom in America back in the day. I always remember he had that part in This Is Skateboarding. But yeah, he invented it. Basically this tilted 5-0 kind of back tail-y thing. Right. So yeah, look it up for those of you interested in some like skate history.
Check out his Stay Gold part too.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. So we're gonna get into it. We're gonna bust out the flat bar. We got a 20-foot long, 13-inch high round rail. I'm guessing you'd prefer round over square.
You know, this trick actually does work really well on ledges as well.
Really?
So it would work on a square rail as long as you just pinch right in the corner.
Okay.
Because I would say a lot of rail tricks aren't really like transferable, but Suski actually is one of them.
Okay.
So if you have a 20-foot square rail, that would work, but I'd still prefer.
I'm a square hater.
Me too.
I
Me too.
Don't even bother.
Let's just avoid square rail.
Yeah, and if you do skate square, like I feel like it should have a really rounded edge. There's nothing worse than like that pointy, sharp edge square.
At that point, it's just a ledge.
Yeah.
Just a skinny ledge, that's all.
Whatever, we're doing round.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into the rail. So this is probably one of the more popular obstacles that people skate here. It's a good height. I did 13 inches when we made this because, I don't know, like I remember I made a 14-inch tall rail and it was slightly too high for like nollie tricks, and 13 just felt just right. So 13 is like the money number. Our adjustable rails, we do them in 9, 11, and 13.
Having side cut wheels helps. Just any kind of like lock-in technology, you know, Formula 4s have their side cuts, Bones have their side cuts. That's gonna help a lot with locking in on grinds and actually sitting in them, holding them. Honestly, the secret to this trick is just getting that wheel on the rail like that. This little patch right here is all you're shooting for. If you miss that point, the board's gonna roll. So you're basically shooting for that spot on the wheel, and then all your weight is gonna be on the arch of your foot. So if the board wasn't there, this is how you're trying to land. Just right on your arch so that you can just stand on it. So the arch right above the wheel. That's the whole trick. There's nothing else to it. It's literally it. I mean, that's another thing too, is people like, that's like one of the questions I get a lot is, how do you like sit in the grind? Once you lock in the right way, you kind of just have to like freeze your body. You kind of just hold whatever position you're in and you'll just go. I mean, you could fall off still, but like say you lock into a crook and you're standing in it just right, the second you're like going, if you don't move, you're not gonna fall off the rail. Like you could kind of lose your balance, but if you like decide to stand up or turn your shoulders or whatever the case is, that's gonna affect everything. So you kind of just lock in and just hold the position. You know, you see like manuals and people are like flailing a lot because they have like wiggle room, but in a grind you don't. You're just in it. I guess you could like kind of turn and you're in it, but I wouldn't recommend that. So I would approach this trick the same way you would a back 50. You're gonna be turning your body like you would a back tail, but you're gonna be popping onto the rail like a back 50 or a back 50. So that's kind of what I was talking about earlier, is your top half turns like a back tail, but you're popping the way you would a 50. So I'd say get comfortable popping onto 50-50s first, learn back tail slides because you're gonna need that motion. And it's like seriously the perfect in between of a 50 and a back tail. So as far as an actual angle, just parallel a little bit, not too straight on, but just a very subtle angle. That's it, just nice and subtle. You go too sharp, you're gonna miss or you're gonna lock in wrong. You go at no angle at all, you're gonna have a hard time locking in properly. You might lock in for a second, but you're gonna fall off. So just enough angle to where your trucks will lock on and your weight's directly above the rail. If anything, you want your weight a little bit to this side of the rail so you can really stand on top of it. So that's that. It's like my favorite shit, just go slow, grind really hard.
Wow.
It's like easier to pop out.
That was crazy.
What a rail. I went 5-0 for a second.
All right, so you just did like a million variations of the Suski. What'd you get? You got the pop over one side, pop over the other side, 180 both ways, alley-oop.
Yeah, it's pretty much just if you're falling out, throw something and see if it sticks.
So just kind of follow your body weight.
Exactly.
And then how, like, I was curious, you did the one where you did the back Suski and then you like back 180 to the other side. How much do you really have to pop, or is it more just like using the edge of the wheel and kind of like using the, like, I don't know.
Almost.
Yeah.
Well, it's your top half is falling out like a back 180, but your bottom half is sending you over the wrong side.
Okay.
So you just kind of use that, like you said, the spring of the wheel.
Yeah.
So your weight's going that way, and you just bounce off of it.
Yeah.
It's almost like a little dynamo.
I was watching some of them and I'm like, I was looking at your front foot and it wasn't even really sliding too much like the ollie pop motion. You were more just like it reminded me of when you're going down the street and you nollie bonk a crack. It was like that. You were just like getting all this pop out of your wheel folding over the edge of the rail.
Yeah, all your front foot really does is just guide the board, but you're not popping. You're like, yeah, it's the pressure. It's kind of like that motion, but you're really just like springing off the board. Your trucks are rolling off of it. It's weird.
Interesting. So somebody that's like, let's say, has like board slides and like 50s on rails, and they're like, yeah, I want to learn this. Should they learn anything else first? Like, should they learn like get back 50s dialed, then what?
I'd say back 50s for sure. Get back tails, just kind of some of the backside tricks, back Smith.
Yeah.
Just to kind of have the feel for like approaching a rail backside. As far as actually doing it, back 50 is the only thing you really need. Because
Okay.
you're essentially landing in a back 50, just more weight on your back foot.
Yeah, just
and
like.
way scarier. Essentially a back 50.
And then it seemed like too you had to sort of, because you're pushing down, just like in a manual, you need to, your front of your body weight was like going forward for that counterbalance, so you weren't shooting, right? So it's like almost like a feeble too.
A little bit, yeah, a little bit. It's like you said, a manual. You're basically trying to manual the rail.
Yeah.
There's no wiggle room.
Yeah.
So once you're in that manual, you would just freeze your body. That's it. Keep
Cool.
your arms how you would anyways, and you know.
Yeah. Well, thanks for showing us how to do those.
Sure.
I know you got a channel. You've been doing that for what, a couple months, year?
Like a year or two.
Like a year, yeah. Yeah, so Zach has like his PAL sessions on there. He has just random skate park sessions, just street missions, whatever, right?
Just all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
All things skateboarding.
Okay, cool. And you post a couple times a week.
So I got videos Tuesdays and Fridays, and you know, different stuff every time. Try to keep it interesting.
Nice. So yeah, subscribe to the man. I'll point down somewhere down there, right?
Who cares?
Yeah, but thanks again for coming
Hey,
through.
Thanks for having me, dude.
Yeah.
This is fun. What a fun rail, dude. Keen ramps. You guys are killing it.
Thanks, appreciate it. Thank you everybody for watching. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, notification bells, dings, blah, 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 do all that stuff. See you next time.